Doing this for real. What up? Hello to all my beautiful people out there. So, if you're a weeb and a degen who loves streamer culture like I do, you might know that GamerSupps, the company, has just released a new trading card game, cleverly titled VCard. Now, I wanted to make a video, just, kind of talking through it. My thoughts, the cards, how to play the game, the whole shebang, just all of it. Just all into one, so you don't have to scrounge around YouTube trying to find like 5 videos talking about this and everything. It's all here, nice and neat, hopefully. Before we get to that though, I am actually drinking GamerSupps, and it's really good. You should try it. You probably just heard me swallow. Oh my god. It's the caffeine-free version, because it's like 11 o'clock at night when I'm recording this, so can't have caffeine, or else I will not sleep. Also, I will periodically be reading notes because I did have to write a script. I do yap a lot. I have ADD, and it makes me hard to just rattle off and just, I need to get all my points out there. That's all I'm saying, okay? Don't judge me. So first, I think it's appropriate to start off with, what exactly is VCard? VCard, as mentioned before, is a new trading card game released by GamerSupps. So much like your Pokemans and your Magics and Yu-Gi-Ohs and One Pieces, you will get a multitude of amazing cards with beautiful art. Seriously, the art is so amazing. Please go check them out. Please check out the artists and everything. They're so cool. Thank you. But besides all these games that I mentioned, they contain anime characters and monsters and all that stuff. But instead, we're getting VTuber waifus, especially Moist Critical, because he is my favorite Oshi. Also, I would just like to say everything that they had in stock literally sold out within like 20 to 30 minutes. TCG is going insane. Please go buy some if you can. No, this is not sponsored. I just really want to support them, and I think this is just really just cool as hell. Also, to my understanding, it's only here for like a limited amount of time, so if that doesn't motivate you to go get boxes, I don't know what will. Now, from Shy Lily to Cinder to Rainho, to Bao, the list goes on and on. This is your one-stop shop to get all of your favorite VTuber content creations in one setting, assuming you pull them, because it is a card game after all, and you can't have a card game without Gamba. Now, much like your regular TCG, you've got different colors and card types, and I say colors because in this game, they're actually elements. As of right now, we have fire, water, grass, electric, and platinum. And yes, each of these typings do have their weaknesses, but we'll get to that later. With card types, we are actually blessed with a couple. We have mascots, uncommons, rares, ultra rares, supports, secret rares, and the elusive god rare. And also one promo card that you can actually get right now for free, I believe, so go snag that from their website. Now, we'll dive into more of what these card types actually do and actually are later on, but I know you're probably thinking, Rainbow, I've heard of rares, I've heard of ultra rares, and I've also heard of secret rares. What on earth is a god rare? Well, I'm glad you asked. VCard had around, 25,000 boxes ready to ship on the day. Well, actually, I don't know if they were ready to ship, but it was in stock on the day of release. And if you were lucky enough to snag one of these boxes, there is a chance for a 1-of-1 god rare card. And there is one for each of the 42 VTubers in one box out of 25,000 boxes. And the gambler inside of me was thinking, I like those odds. But honestly, as of right now, we literally have absolutely no info on what they even look like. So your guess is as good as mine, but they will kind of be like incrementally kind of updating them as people find them in different boxes. However, this is unfortunately only available for the first shipment of their stock. So this includes first edition cards that are basically just the same cards, but with, a first edition stamp. Only in these first shipment of boxes will you get the chance to get this god rare card. Everything else after that, so if you go onto their site and see pre-order, unfortunately they will not be first edition and you will not get the chance to get the god rare cards. So scalpers, if I see these god rare cards on eBay for millions of dollars, I swear to God, I swear I will hunt you down. All right, I think that basically covers what the cards actually are, so why don't we dive into what the game is and how you play it. Disclaimer, I have not actually played the game. And much like many of you, I've only seen these cards opened on streams, whether it's early showings of them or whatever, but I will be opening some packs on stream whenever they get delivered to my place. So please keep eyes peeled for that. And please go watch me at twitch.tv/rainbowmoonpony, please and thank you. So a lot of what I say today could be wrong, could be right. I'm basing all of my knowledge off of what I've interpreted from their website and what I've heard from streams. So TCG fans and VTuber fans, please do not hurt me if I get anything wrong. just let me know in the comments if I need to change it. Okay, cool. Let's get on with it. So first, you got to make a deck. Let's go over construction. Your deck must contain 50 cards, with each card having a max limit of 4 in a deck. So if you want to make a deck just full of 10 power level bows, well, then you also will get banned. All the cards in your deck should either be mascot, support, or power level cards. To set up the game first, players will need to shuffle their deck and draw 7 cards to make their starting hand. By the way, here is what your play area should look like as sourced by their website. From my understanding, it seems like power level cards are essential in your starting hand, as that's what determines the winner of each round. So if you do not have one in your starting hand, do not fret, you can mulligan your hand. Basically meaning that you just take it, you put it back in the deck, shuffle it, but this time you draw back up to only 6 cards. And if you still do not have a power level card at that point, bad luck, you lose the round. Now, I know what you're wondering. I've been throwing out the term power level here and there throughout the entire video. So what are power level cards? Power level cards are the cards that you see with the actual VTubers on there. There are 3 different kinds. There's power level 8, there's power level 9, and there's power level 10. Your uncommons will be your power level 8 cards with unique abilities for some strategic advantages. Your rares will be your power level 9, offering a higher power but with no additional abilities. Now, your ultra rare cards will be your power level 10s. These are basically just strong card with amazing full art designs, and they're shiny. And that brings us to our mascot cards. These boost our card's power level by +1, regardless of element. Now, if you do manage to match the element or specific VTuber to its mascot, then you'll get some extra effects as well, which you'll probably see on screen. I'll probably include it here. Lastly, we have support cards. These add a strategic depth as they will have different effects that can drastically change the course of each round. It can either be offensive, defensive, or utility focused. Regardless, you're getting big and you're getting strong. So now you know the different card types of the game. Let's talk about the phases. Each round will have 5 different phases. We have the maintenance phase, the power phase, the draw phase, the battle phase, and the resolution phase. So first, the maintenance phase. This takes place at the beginning of each round after that initial round that we had just talked about before. Essentially, you will both draw to maintain at least 5 cards in hand before the next 2 rounds, which is the power and the draw phase. Which, speaking of, that brings us to our second phase, the power phase. In here, both players choose a power level card from their hand and they put it face down. It's a secret. Shh, don't tell them what it is. Once chosen, you both simultaneously flip over that card and compare the elements and the power levels of the VTuber power level card. First, we compare the power levels. Obviously, the person with the higher level will win. That's how numbers work. We all know this. Second, you compare the elements. If one overpowers the other, then the stronger element will get a +2 power level bonus. And if there's a draw, meaning both elements are the same, then there's no bonus. Sad. Now, you're probably wondering, why are we comparing these? Well, this will determine who the leader of the round actually is. The person with the weaker power level card will actually go first in their turn. If both cards are the same power level and the same element, then you decide based on rock, paper, scissors. And next is the draw phase. Players will draw 1 card at the beginning of their first turn on top of the maintenance of the 5 cards that they did. Honestly, that's really it. That's all that the rule said. So, on to our fourth, which is the battle phase, the most exciting part. And by the way, each player must, and I mean must, play at least 1 card in this phase or the round is just lost. So basically, both players take turns during this phase, much like your regular TCG. Each player can play 1 mascot and 1 support card a turn. Well, unless there's an effect that prevents you from playing both, that is. Both players will keep taking their turns until one player has no more cards in hand, or if one player has maintained a power level higher than their opponent for more than 2 of their own turns. That's important. And after all of this prep, we finally reach the resolution phase. And after all of these effects, boosts, supports, trauma, what have you, essentially the player with the higher power level wins the round, and they get a point. Yippee! It's basically trying to outplay your opponent in supports, mascots, etc., while getting to look at amazing art. However, if by any chance, after, let's say, the sweating and the epic battles, the pain, the mental nosedives, you end up with the same power level, you got a tie. And guess what? You get to play an additional round, baby. Woo! But it's important to note, each round 1 earns you 1 point. Now you're probably wondering, Rainbow, why the heck do I even need points? Well, I'm glad you asked a random person on the interweb. With every card game comes an objective, because we TCG fans love winning. So the main goal of VCard is to be the first player to score 5 points. Now, at release, they actually did have a rule where with each winning round, the person who lost puts their cards that they played into a prize pool, and the winner of the entire game gets the prize pool. Now, this obviously got some backlash from what I've seen, at least, because obviously we don't want to lose our shiny waifu cards, right? No one wants to do that. So they've recently made this rule actually optional, basically if you want to raise the stakes. So please do not attack them for this rule. I don't know if anyone was, but please do not. You don't have to play by this rule if you don't want to. It's also important to note that basically every card with these so-called talents can only use their ability once during the round that they're played in. Of course, unless there's an effect that tells you otherwise, just tells you nah. Well, while I'm here, I guess I can also kind of go over some of the typos that they had for some of the cards on their website, which I'll also read here. Essentially, some of the VTubers measurements are off. I don't know off the top of my head. I think Aethelston is one of them, where 2 of the cards are different heights for some reason. The support water shield is supposed to say water power level instead of platinum power level. Seems kind of logical to me. And the Happiness Chan and Cyanide full art cards state, if you play both Cyanide Chan and Happiness Chan this round, you may remove one of your opponent's mascot cards from play. It's really OP, but don't freak out, because it's supposed to say, upon playing this card, you may also play the other this turn if it's part of your hand. It actually seems like such a drastic change, but okay, you know what? That's besides the point. And that's pretty much all of it from my understanding. Now, I will have to say, take it with a grain of salt, because I am kind of dumb, so this could have entirely been a waste of your time, but hey, that's life. So now we move on to the most boring part of the video, my own opinions on the card game. And to solidify your belief in me, I will have you know, I am a former Yu-Gi-Oh player, a former MTG player, and a current One Piece TCG player who has had a plethora of decks in my time of playing the game, with single-digit wins at double-digit locals. So you can hop off my log on that one. I promise I'll get good at some point. I promise. I just play off meta. It's not copium. It's not an excuse. I can't beat Blue Dove. Okay, we don't have to get into this. So, my own opinions. Now, I do have some notes on these. You probably will see me look down on them to read them. Again, I just want to get my points off straight. I don't want to trail off and yap, even though I'm yapping right now. It's besides the point. So honestly, I really like the gameplay of VCard. I think Cinder put it best. Now, don't quote me on this. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure she said this, but again, I'm not entirely sure. She essentially said it plays like rock, paper, scissors, and it's designed to be played anywhere, at any time, and at a fast pace. It's just a really interesting design that I think pairs well with a lot of the VTubers that they've included in the first set, at least. I don't know if they're doing more. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit upset when I did hear about that rule where the winner gets the loser's prize pool. In my mind, it just didn't really make sense to me, in the fact of you have all these fans that are spending their money in the hopes of just pulling their favorite VTubers. Granted, I don't know how to run a business. I don't know how these things go, but it's just spending all your money just in the chance of losing all of those. I don't know. It made me a bit upset, but I am glad that they retconned it and made it an optional rule, because Lord knows, if I went into a game and I had a 10 power level ultra rare Rainho card only to lose it, I may in fact lose it as well. One other thing that I will say that was kind of just like a nitpicky thing on my part, and again, I don't know how credible of a source I am. I play a lot of card games. I don't even think I play them well, but I do play them. But one thing that I did notice is, what is stopping someone from not just, putting only 10 power level cards in their deck? Of course, I mean just the power level cards. You obviously have to include the mascots and the supports and everything. But let's say like you have a deck of 10 power level Cinders, 10 power level Bows, 10 power level Numies, 10 power level Trickies. And with all of those added up with the supports and the mascots, you get to 50 cards. And then every single time you play, it's just 10 drop, 10 drop, 10 drop. I'm using drop. That's a One Piece term, I think. I don't know. But to me, it just feels like 8 costs are good because of the abilities. It's nice. It's like a fine, it's just the base level. It does have abilities that help you. 9 power levels just to me feel useless. Again, I don't know. But, at that point, just put in a bunch of 10 power level cards. Of course, not everyone can afford all those cards. I can't even afford probably an entire deck of 10 power level cards, okay? I'm not saying all that stuff. But I'm just saying, some people with money, they probably are gonna go buy off the freaking shelves and scalpers of all these 10 power level cards and make a full deck. And then, if this ever goes into like competitive play, they'll probably, that's the meta. I don't know. I'm sure this is all just for fun and it's not competitive. I'm just thinking it's just a thing that just went off in my mind. Actually, just right now. I didn't actually have any notes on that. It was just me ranting. But on to the positives, because I have a lot of positives about this. I can see this being a fun conversation starter and even like a bonding factor with a lot of these VTubers communities, whether that be at meetups, conventions, you name it. Like anything where these fans can just come together, play, and talk about, all of their favorite VTubers and content creators. Not only that, it's an easy game to learn for the most part. It's easy to play. And it's definitely going to take way less time than any of my One Piece matches that last like 30 to 40 minutes. I don't know if that's how long they last. I'm just throwing out a number out there. But not to mention, the art on those cards is chef's kiss gorgeous. They are so gorgeous. The artists did so well with every single one of these artworks, especially those 10 power level ultra rares, which I will definitely be getting those. I hope in my drops. And, you can call me a Coomer, you can call me a Gooner, a simp, whatever you want to call me. I just like to appreciate good art, and I'm not going to let any mean words drag me down. Please don't be mean to me. I can't. I don't think I can take it. Now, I think overall, this is a very, very amazing idea. I think it's so interesting, and it's great that it will get, people out there knowing VTubers more and supporting their communities and everything. Pause real quick. This is Future Rainbow talking. That is why I am wearing different pants and my bed looks messier. Just disregard that. Now, there was one more point that I actually forgot to record, so I wanted to come back on and say it. So recently, I had been hearing a bunch of complaints and concerns about the pricing of these boxes, which, is understandable. These boxes are priced at around $90 a box, and you will be paying a lot for shipping. That is just the world we live in right now. But as I previously said, as a current One Piece player, I will just put my own opinions onto this matter. Maybe to try to convince you or something. I don't know. In my opinion, honestly, I actually don't think that this is an unfair price for the booster boxes that they're selling. With each booster box that you buy, you will be getting 28 packs and 1 artist series box topper. Now, I'm not entirely sure how many cards come in each pack. I'm assuming it's around 10 or above. I don't know. I don't know the number of it, but you will be getting a lot of cards in each box. Now, with One Piece, for instance, let's say a regular set would have around 24 packs, each pack containing around 12 cards. And with One Piece boxes, you are paying around $100. Now with these VCard booster boxes, you're getting 28 packs, 4 more packs than One Piece, and you're paying $10 less. Granted, of course, there's the shipping and everything, but let's just ignore that for now. So honestly, from a consumer perspective and someone who has bought a lot of cards in my day, as you could probably see with that stack of One Piece cards right there, you can ignore that as well. But granted, again, I know $90 is a lot to spend, but if you do have to spend it, I will have to say it will probably be worth it with how much you get, how much there is to collect, and you get a fun game as well. So that's just something I wanted to add on. But anyway, back to the main dude in the video. Overall, I'm just really excited to play it. And on the off chance that I can pull a 1 of 1 God Rare cards, no matter who it is, I will message the creator and I will try to offer to give it to them. You can call me stupid or whatever they want. I just think they deserve it. It is their card. It is a 1 of 1. They deserve the card. But hey, that's just me. You don't have to do that. I'm weird. And I'm excited to, get the boxes, open them on stream, and, pull some of my favorite VTubers that I watch all the time. I just don't think, we've seen something like this. At least I haven't personally seen something like this. And I think it's just an interesting idea. And it just, we're just so lucky to be alive, to have seen all of this, this great, amazing card game. So thank you, GamerSupps, for giving us this card game. Well, that's all from little old me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And comment on anything that I missed. Or honestly, even your favorite Oshi. I'm curious to know who you're excited to pull for. But yeah, that's my time. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out and have a colorful day. And yes, I am recording this in my bedroom. Do not judge any of my decorations, okay? I understand that I'm a nerd. I spend a lot of money. We don't need to judge that, okay? We're going to look past that.